About an engineering consultant. About civil engineering consultant. God created engineers for the betterment of the community, and gave them skill, and gave them appropriate tools. In time, this was not enough. The engineers needed status, so he gave them status. B-E-A-M-E, Ph.D. And to make sure these were authentic, he gave them institution of engineers, which made sure each engineer has authentic status.
What did you study? When did you study? How did you study? Why did you study?
And then controlled them via the Board of Engineers. And Board of Engineers gave good engineers Aries, and bad ones warnings. So, those not clever enough to be lecturers, went into business, and improved themselves using method of trial and error. Which allowed them to give free advice where it did not matter, and expensive ones where it did matter. And so a modern consultant came into being. What is a consultant? Consider. There is an apple tree, full of lovely apples, with a wise old owl sitting on the tree, and a mouse at the bottom of the tree.
I wish I could have one of those lovely apples.
No problems, just fly up and get one.
But, you know I can't fly.
Not my problem. I am a consultant. You asked for a solution, I gave you one. How you do it is your problem.
So, consultants are solution providers.
To be a solution provider, it takes careful evaluation, consideration and creative thinking. It takes lots of learning and experience to be a true consultant. What makes a true consultant? True consultants give advice. True consultants never get involved in contractors' work. True consultants only make sure work is done to their satisfaction for the benefit of their clients. Consultants are solution makers. If you want a building, they will design one. It is the contractor's problem how to build it. It is your problem to pay both, starting with the consultant first.
N. Consultants oversee things under their care in accordance with basic premise.
Where everything goes right, it was because of the diligence of the consultant. If something goes wrong, it is the contractor's fault. Where everything goes wrong, it is an act of God. Since consulting is a profitable, a noble profession, the consultants needed an organization of their own, to look after their interests, to exchange complaints and ideas, to make world a better place, and produce disclaimers like, the present state of affairs has nothing to do with consulting engineers. Association of Consulting Engineers categorically disclaim its part in falling of world currencies, and, earthquakes in other countries.
What is Association of Consulting Engineers? Please consider. Where? Institution of Engineers is a learned body. Board of Engineers is a controlling body. And so, Association of Consulting Engineers is mistaken for a conning body, it has consultants. Association of Consulting Engineers is replacing, long ago situation when consultants consisted of one person who knew everything. Then came specialization, starting with civil engineering, then came mechanical and electrical and structural, marine, geotechnical. To these were added more specializations with electronic, communication, computer, environmental and sewerage, nuclear, not underscore clear. Soon every project may require separate, authenticated, input by each specialist for every submission, making a simple civil project separately safe in sections, and, a lot more complicated. For example, engineers can still design highways, but the bends in highways will be provided by the authenticated bending engineer. Wind loads will be estimated by authenticated wind engineer, to be used in structural project. Wind engineer will authenticate the safety of the wind side of the project.
A building demolition in Turkey didn't go quite as planned on Saturday, as you can see. Instead of collapsing, the building rolled over onto its roof. Residents say it eventually came
to ensure all these work in harmony, and mutual respect, in line with national aspirations. Each specialization will be controlled by Institute of Engineers, who ensures all engineers are properly trained in correct field and properly learned. Board of Engineers will then ensure their proper conduct. All these will create a need for overstressed engineers for organizations like Association of Consulting Engineers, which ensures these working engineers have a place to complain. Members of Association of Consulting Engineers agree, with qualifications, the premise that knowledge of the subject is not necessary to give free expert advice on the same subject. And you don't have to be a member of the Association of Consulting Engineers to give free advice. But you have to be a member of the Board of Engineers to charge for any advice given. And, if you are not paid, you have to seek a member of the bar to recover your money, not the Institution of Engineers or the Board of Engineers. They only authenticate, control and say sorry and ask you to reduce stress.